video that I did yesterday, or maybe today, I just did it just now, but I played some chords where the root note was like C, and we kind of did this kind of thing. So we started off with this chord, which is a D over a C, a D major triad. So this has got very much the sound of C Lydian. Because we've got that sharp 4 in there, the F sharp. And then again. And then we jump to this. So this is like an A flat major in first inversion. And so I would think about that as being like a C Aeolian kind of thing. And then we jump to this, where we got this A flat as well as a major third here on the C. And so you could think about this as being a C Mixolydian flat 6, where that chord comes from, this is the augmented. And then from there we went to like an F. To just basically C major chord. So there's a few different scales there that you would need to think about to play over that. So this one here, C Lydian, I'm either thinking C Lydian, so, or I'm thinking G major, because that's the parent scale of C Lydian. And that's kind of how I think about it personally, because I feel like licks that would work in G major are going to sound like I'm playing in C Lydian in a lot of respects. Then for this A flat Lydian or C Aeolian, you could just think C minor. Or you could think E flat major. And then this one here, Mixolydian flat 6. Does that mean anything to you? Possibly not. It doesn't really mean much to me. I guess you could think about it as being like the Mixolydian scale with the flat and 6. That's what that means. Or, for me, the way that I think about this sort of stuff is that I think of that as a scale from, or a mode of, F melodic minor, and in my head, F melodic minor I can visualise way easier. So I'm not actually thinking C Mixolydian flat 6 for any of that, I'm thinking F melodic minor is where I'm. And then I'm just thinking C major for the C major stuff. And playing over a static root, like the backing track will be as well, is a really good way to get this idea of modes into your head, because what you're effectively doing is, if it's a static root, you've got the opportunity to imply modes and harmony of modes however you like, but you will quickly get the sense for whether you're really making any musical sense. So what I might do is I might take a freeze or something and then play these chords that I've shown you and that I'll write out on the Patreon stuff, and write the parent kind of scales next to them so that you can try them. So if I'm playing this chord and I play anything but kind of C Lydian, you're going to know fairly quickly that you're straying outside of that. I think the other thing that might work might be G melodic minor. But so that'd be a way that I might practice some of these modes. So you could write out some yourself and say, okay, I'm going to play this chord, I'm going to play this chord. But think about things that are related to C, and that's what I did yesterday with those chords that are related to C, you know, whether there's a C in the root, or I'm thinking about chords from the key of C, or the chords from the key of C minor, or chords from, you know, outside in the kind of melodic minor realm. So that'd be what I might do to kind of practice these modes. Take the sheet, take a look at it, and think, oh, I'll just play it actually now for you. So, our first chord is this Lydian sound, so I'm thinking G major. Now I'm thinking E flat, major. Now F melodic minor. C major. Lydian again. And maybe focus on what makes those the kind of character notes of Lydian, so that sharp 11. And then just try to identify where those changes are happening. So I'm trying to kind of keep the little jumps between chords quite small. And I'll kind of keep this phrasing. Then I'll jump to something nearby. Try that in different places. So that's how I'm thinking about that stuff. In my opinion, and the way that I'm thinking about it, it's keeping it fairly simple. I'm not trying to be crazy advanced over any of this stuff, but I want to make it sound like I know where is home for each of these chords, and so that's why I think about things in a parent major scale way, or parent scale kind of way. I'm not really thinking C mixolydian flat 6. I can sit down and work that stuff out if I need to, but I can think quite, okay, where does F melodic minor sit on the fretboard? And I can see that a little bit better, I think, than seeing C mixolydian flat 6. So that's why I play in that way, you know. That's just me, but in case you were wondering how I think about any of this stuff and what I was thinking when I was playing over that, that's as good a job as I can do of trying to describe that for you. So hopefully that's vaguely useful and not a total waste of your time. The backing track and the kind of sheet for this I'll put up on Patreon as well. But of course, feel free to plan your own stuff around this as well. So for me, the kind of root to all of that stuff was C, and I'm building these ideas around it through modal interchange, and then thinking about the parent scales of each of them to kind of navigate my way through those changes and try and be melodic. I think a really good exercise is to try and stay within a few frets of each other. So if you're thinking, okay, C Lydian, then you're thinking, okay, C Aeolian, then C mixolydian flat 6, and then, what was it, C major. And also try and keep things like fretwise, so your melody is just jumping like little amounts when you're going through the changes. So from like C Lydian to C minor, give that a try, maybe. Cheers.